They had to go out there and expose me in front of millions of people, saying Chris Martin is a little rat and a snake, and Coldplay is the worst band in human history. He broke the bro code. They just couldn't let me clap some cheeks in peace. Yeah, I'll admit it. I got caught with my side piece from work, and now my wife is about to take half my fortune and I'm left without any cheeks to clap. I'll be becoming a gooner. So I don't know why everyone is acting like I'm the only guy that's doing this sort of thing.
And over an ugly-ass married chick, you truly are the dumbest CEO ever, and Kalshi is giving you a 62%.
I'm gonna go become a gooner now until I find a new girl.
It was supposed to be a fun night. A Coldplay concert, a packed stadium, and a jumbotron scanning the crowd for smiling faces. But in just a few seconds, that innocent moment turned into a viral scandal when the camera landed on a man and woman. Embracing in the stands, the two immediately ducked as if they'd been caught doing something they shouldn't. The audience laughed, not knowing what they were witnessing, and even Coldplay's lead singer, Chris Martin, couldn't help but comment, joking, either they're having an affair, or they're just very shy. But what no one realized.
Chance of leaving the company this month. Do you plan on leaving this month? What's taking so long to announce your resignation?
In that instant was that the man on screen wasn't just another concert goer, he was Andy Byron, the CEO of Astronomer, a major tech company. And the woman by his side? She wasn't his wife. She was a married colleague, the company's head of HR. Within hours, the clip spread like wildfire. And what started as a lighthearted moment on the Kiss cam turned into a full-blown corporate scandal, forcing a CEO into silence and triggering a public backlash that's still unraveling. At first, it looked like nothing more than a sweet moment. Between two people caught on camera at a concert, the jumbotron panned through the cheering crowd at Gillette Stadium in Massachusetts.
Look, I'm gonna stay under the radar for a bit and try to stay on, because now that my wife is
searching for fun reactions. Then it stopped zooming in on a man and woman sitting closely together, arms around each other, clearly enjoying the night. But instead of waving or smiling, the two immediately froze and then ducked out of frame in what looked like pure panic. That's when the energy in the stadium shifted. The crowd laughed, unsure of what they'd just witnessed, and then came the line that would make it unforgettable. Chris Martin, standing on stage, paused the music just long enough to say either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. The audience roared. But for the internet, that moment was just getting started. Within minutes, clips of the jumbotron footage started spreading online. From blurry TikToks to zoomed-in Twitter videos, viewers around.
About to leave me, I need a new work wife. Maybe they'll hire a better-looking girl, who knows? Just don't mention my name for the next couple months.
The world began asking, who are these people so desperate not to be seen? And why did they look so guilty? It didn't take long before someone recognized the man on camera, Andy Byron, the CEO of Astronomer. Not only was he a well-known name in the tech industry, but he was also publicly married. And the woman by his side? It wasn't his wife. The internet had questions. The media had cameras. And what had started as a simple concert moment had now become a full-blown PR nightmare. Once the man in the video was identified as Andy Byron, the next question came fast: who was the woman sitting next to him? Internet detectives wasted no time. They zoomed in on every frame, analyzed her outfit, hairstyle, even the shape of her face. And within hours, the name started popping up across social media: Kristen Cabot. Not just anyone, she was Astronomer's head of human resources.
I'm sure I'm not the only guy who has a work wife or a work side piece, whatever you want to call it.
And also married. The revelation hit like a bomb. This wasn't just a viral kiss cam moment gone wrong. This was a high-ranking CEO caught in an intimate moment with another executive from his own company, someone responsible for enforcing workplace policies and standards. The layers of irony were too much for the internet to ignore. Even worse, both Byron and Cabot had publicly acknowledged spouses. And as soon as her name was revealed, online users dug deeper. Photos of Kristen and her husband began circulating. Meanwhile, people noticed Byron's wife, Megan Kerrigan Byron, quietly removing his last name from her social media bios and eventually deactivating her accounts entirely. It wasn't just about what happened on camera anymore. This was beginning to look like a personal betrayal, a professional breach, and a reputational disaster all rolled into one, and the fallout was only just beginning. The moment the identities were confirmed, Astronomer had no choice but to respond. Within days of the Coldplay concert clip going viral, the company issued an official statement: Andy Byron was being placed on leave. No explanation, no apology, just a swift decision and a carefully worded announcement. Pete DeJoy, the company's CEO, founder and chief product officer, was named interim CEO, signaling just how serious the situation had become. And behind the scenes, things were escalating fast. Astronomer revealed that a formal investigation had been launched, one that would examine not just Byron's actions, but potential breaches of workplace ethics, professional conduct, and company values. In another public statement, the company tried to shut down growing rumors. They clarified that no other employees were involved in the incident. Alyssa Stoddard, another senior executive at Astronomer who'd been wrongly identified in some posts, was not at the concert and had no connection to the situation whatsoever. But that wasn't enough to calm the storm. Critics slammed the company for not acting sooner. Others questioned whether HR chief Kristen Cabot, also placed on leave, would face harsher consequences for a
Do you have any damn shame? Thank you, Horn Dog.
possible workplace relationship involving a direct superior. The board remained tight-lipped. So did both Byron and Cabot. Behind the corporate silence, though, one thing was clear. This was no longer just a viral moment. It was a scandal threatening to collapse the reputation of everyone involved. And the public? They weren't done digging. Once the clip hit social media, the internet did what it always does: it exploded. Memes flooded X and TikTok. Late-night talk shows slipped the scandal into punchlines, and Reddit threads dissected every frame of the video like it was a crime scene. But beneath the jokes was real outrage. Viewers felt betrayed. This wasn't just some anonymous affair caught in public. It was a CEO and an HR chief, both in positions of power, both married, both representing a company that prides itself on ethics and innovation. The hypocrisy practically wrote itself. People started questioning how long this had been going on. Was this a one-time slip, or just the first time they got caught? And if Kristen Cabot was the head of HR, how could employees trust any internal policies about misconduct or professional behavior? Then came the personal fallout. Megan Kerrigan Byron, Andy's wife, didn't say a word, but her actions spoke volumes. She quietly removed his last name from her profiles. Within days, her social media accounts disappeared entirely. Meanwhile, rumors swirled that Kristen's own family was also going dark online, scrubbing comments and locking down accounts. Some tried to defend Byron, calling the backlash excessive. Others argued this was exactly the kind of behavior that needed to be exposed, especially from people in positions of corporate power. Either way, the internet had made up its mind, and it was not going to let this go, but just when it seemed like things couldn't get any more chaotic. A new twist added fuel to the fire. As the scandal grew, so did the noise, especially from social media. Suddenly, screenshots began circulating online claiming Andy Byron had issued a heartfelt apology. The messages sounded genuine at first. Remorseful words, promises to make things right, even hints at stepping down. But then came the truth: those statements were fake. They originated from a parody account designed to look official but clearly intended as satire. Astronomer quickly debunked the rumors, releasing a clear message: Andy Byron has not made any public statement about the incident. This fueled even more speculation. Was Byron staying silent to control the damage? Or was he simply unprepared to face the fallout? Meanwhile, the fake apology posts confused the public and media alike, blurring the line between fact and fiction. The parody account stunt only added to the chaos, making it harder to separate real updates from misinformation. In a world where every word can spread instantly, this misstep only made the story stickier and the public even more eager for the real truth. With Byron's silence, people started wondering, when and how will he finally break it down? With all eyes on him, the big question remains: when will Andy Byron finally speak? So far, the CEO has stayed completely silent. No public apology, no explanation, no defense. Just radio silence that only fuels more rumors and theories. People are imagining what a confession from him might look like: a quiet, candid video where he looks straight into the camera, acknowledging his mistakes and begging for understanding. Will he admit this was a one-time lapse in judgment? Or will he reveal a deeper, more complicated story behind the scenes? Perhaps he'll deny everything, painting the moment as a harmless misunderstanding blown way out of proportion. But whatever the truth, one thing is clear: the longer he stays silent, the louder the speculation grows, and while the public waits, Astronomer's board is reportedly negotiating his exit strategy, raising questions about whether this is the end of his time at the company. One thing's certain, Andy Byron's next move could change everything. The Coldplay concert clip wasn't just a viral moment, it became a turning point. Andy Byron, once a respected CEO, now faces an uncertain future. With investigations underway and public trust shaken, the fallout is far from over. Astronomer's reputation hangs in the balance, and the silence from Byron only adds to the tension. Will he step down? Will Kristen Cabot return? Or will this scandal quietly fade away with time? One thing's for sure, what started as a simple kiss cam moment exploded into a full-blown crisis that's still unfolding. And the world is watching every move. So keep your eyes peeled because this story is far from finished.